Thank you so much, Mumia. We want to give our panelists an opportunity to dialogue with Mumia. We're going to start with Michael since he doesn't have a long time to sit with us. Michael, do you have any comments or questions to me?
I'm actually speechless. I was on the roll until I heard from Brother Mumia, and now I just want to use all the time for him. But I will ask you, Mumia, how do you maintain your sanity? How do you continue to fight the way you do on the inside?
Well, you may be surprised that I've been asked that question very often. And I often answer, who says I'm sane? I wouldn't know. I'm crazy as a bed bug. How's that? No, to be serious and to be honest, and this is the absolute truth, and it sounds weird even me saying it, but it is true. Believe it or not, I feel surrounded by love. I feel it, When something like this happens, how can you not feel it? And it's not a new feeling. It's something I felt for years. I mean, not all the time, but certainly in the last 10 years or so. Because we've seen and we felt things that could only be made possible by the power of love. And that may sound a little corny, but guess what? It's the truth.
No. Thank you, Moo. Now we're going to move on to Lynn Washington.
Hey, Mumia, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Dr. Lynn?
Thank you for the book you sent me about the ancient layers of racism in the American legal system. Could you speak a little bit about that? Because some would think that the inequities that you're enduring just began with your case and hopefully will end with your case sometime soon. But there's some legs to that. Could you speak a little bit about that?
I'd be glad to. I sent Dr. Lynn, as I call him a doctor out of respect for his journalistic abilities, a book called Stroud's Law. And this book was written by a Philadelphia lawyer, I think about 1855 or something like that. Might have been before the Civil War, I'm almost certain. This was a Philadelphia lawyer, but he was writing about the laws mostly in the U.S. South. And he was opposed to the slave system. So he wrote about how crazy American law was when it comes to black folks. That there are general laws and there are black codes, and he wrote about those kinds of things. Of course, those black codes came back into life after the Civil War, when black people were free, according to the Constitution, to really bedevil the lives of black people. Think about this. Civil War is over, 1865. A few years later, the U.S. Congress passes what's called the Reconstruction Amendments, the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, granting civil and citizenship rights to Africans in the United States. If you think about it, the right to serve on a jury, the right to vote, it took over 100 years and a whole lot of protest and a lot of pain for people to exercise those rights. And all during that time, when black people were held in peonage, were held in everything similar to slavery but name, you had, law professors, judges, journalists, captains of industry going around talking about how free America is. Well, it was free to them. It wasn't free to millions of people who had black skin. And guess what? It ain't free now. There's a woman who wrote a book called The New Jim Crow, a law professor out of Ohio State University, named Michelle Alexander. And I urge you all to read it, because once you read it, you'll say, well, damn, we still got some serious problems, you see. Under the Constitution, black people were supposedly freed to vote and to act as a citizen. Well, in the year 2000, how many thousands of people, black people for the most part, were denied the right to vote in Florida? And it changed the history of the country. But no one talks about that, you see. So it ain't about me, it ain't even about us, it's about all of us. And we need to wake up and learn that lesson, or we be straight tripping in Ebonics.
Dave Lindor.
Hey, Mumia, good to talk to you again.
Thank you, Dave.
I wanted to ask you, I know you haven't seen it, obviously, but wanted to see if you had any thoughts on this other film that's starting today, premiering today by Tigray Hill, Barrel of a Gun.
This call is a state correctional institution at Green and is subject to monitoring and recording.
You're right. I haven't seen it. I haven't even seen trailers, but people have told me about it. And I've read an article or two about it, and it reminds me of that old saying, "You get what you pay for." By that I mean, according to what I've read, a wealthy Republican donor underwrote this project, spending lots of dough. And as soon as the filmmaker took the dough, he was bought and paid for. He certainly couldn't do a piece in support of me or even critical of the trial because he'd never get the money. And there's another saying that I think about. Money talks. Is that real?
Absolutely. Well, Mumia, we have, are Johanna and Curls still here? Did they? Johanna and Curls, do you have any comments that you want to say to Mumia as the filmmakers at all?
Someone's got to ask questions. We got 15 minutes.
Yes, I got one right here. Let's say Ku has one.
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Brother Mumia,
Yes, sir. Who's this?
it's Sekou Ahmad.
Hello, go say cool.
How are you doing?
Good, brother. Thank you for the mail. That was beautiful.
Always, man, always. I'm going to write you back this evening, actually. I was started to write while I was in here. I didn't want
What's
to
your
discredit
question?
my attention. Oh, my question, brother, well, more of a statement is, as you know, we're a one. And I feel your spirit, and I told you when I come to visit you, it'd be like visiting myself when I was in the steel coffin.
All right, brother.
My question to you, brother, is that your best peace, is it the solitary confinement offer you a peace like any other? Because when I was in general population myself, I didn't get peace because so many minds were manipulated with the physical things of the world that came indifferent from my level of thinking. And when I see you, like you give me knowledge, and I absorb that knowledge as a sponge, just like I absorbed from Pan Africa, and I absorbed from Sonia Sanchez and the many individuals of great influence I ran to in Philadelphia. So do you get peace from that,
We
brother?
have a journalist that we have
journalist who wants to ask a question.
to, come on,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry.
Well, let me
Go
let me
ahead.
say this, Sekou.
What's your
Yes,
question?
yes, sir.
No, I get your question. I'm just saying that
Thank you.
I've never been in general population, and
Okay.
ever.
Thanks, Moo. We have
When
a
I
jo-
was in the county in Philadelphia, I was, but never in the state system. So
Thanks,
I don't
Moo.
even
We
know
have
what
a
that is.
question from a journalist, Mumia, real quick, real quick. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Hello, Mr. Jamal. My name is Denise Clay, and
Hi,
I'm a columnist from the Philadelphia Public Record. And my question, as not only a journalist, but as someone
You got
who
20
is-
seconds.
who is studying journalism, is how do you feel your case was covered? Do you think it was covered accurately? Were you?
No.
I guess-
No, I think it was, it was just like the courtroom. You had two sides, black and white. And
All right, that's it. Thanks.